Hi, friends. How are you? Welcome to Jim Lanahan and Friends on this beautiful Wednesday in California. It is so pretty here today. Why not a song about California then? Hello, hello. So many of my favorites cycling through. Thanks, Joanne. Joanne, I never wear this shirt, but if you look closely, there's pineapples on it. How cute is that, right? Oh, here's our guest. Hi there. Thanks for all the waves, you guys. That's so kind. I appreciate it. There he is. Hey, Ash.
Hi.
Ash, you look like this to me.
Oh, am I upside down or something?
Yeah, so can you maybe rotate your phone clockwise 90 degrees? There's the magic. Oh,
Like this? Oh.
Now you've gone a step too far, mister.
Oh.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been just to set the stage for everybody. Today is June 3rd when we're talking. So it's, the fourth day of protest here in LA. So it's been a reflective few days, but I woke up today feeling really positive. I woke up today thinking, okay, I know how to wrap my head around this. I know how to affect change personally and in my immediate circles and in the world around me. And I felt empowered today. For the
Good.
first few days, I kind of sat there watching it reminded me of 9/11. I don't know where you were on 9/11, but I watched CNN for a week like this, like a sponge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But today I woke up, if you will, and I was like, I can make a difference today. So
Good.
how are you feeling about all that, being in New York? New York's a tough place right now.
New York is New York's the Big Apple's a tough lady, and she can handle it. I think.
Yeah.
We've had some protests, we've had some people walking, and I think they've got a lot to say, and I hope that people are listening finally.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know about you, but I'm assuming my New York life was similar to your current New York life. It's so easy to get insulated in a city like New York because, I worked on Broadway shows. I was surrounded by fabulous Broadway types. And although racism occurs in the entertainment industry, it occurs in a different way. And it's not exactly the same conversation we're having on a national level right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so easy to kind of get comfortable and in your bubble in New York. And it's also your coping mechanism because New York's a hard place to live.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy in a way that this is happening because folks like us who are very progressive and open-minded, we still have a journey to take. So It's an interesting time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, that was uplifting. That's my white Oprah moment for the show. So,
good.
There you go. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for joining. I'm thrilled
Thank you for
you're
having me.
here. I have a million questions to ask you.
Oh, good. Well, I have a million answers.
Well, I expect some good times too, because I think you and I will have an enjoyable kiki. So here's your official welcome. Welcome to Jim Lanahan.
Oh, thank you.
Ash, sometimes I'm hungry like the wolf,
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So Jim Lanahan and Friends is the same 10 questions for every guest. There's no right or wrong answers. And as we go, we'll just kind of branch off into fun topics. And we'll see where this all leads us to, okay?
Great.
So, question number 1. What's your name? Where were you born? And where do you live now?
My name is Ash Fulk. I was born in Northern California, and I live in New York City.
I love that. How old were you when you went to New York? And did you go right to New York, or did you have some pit stops?
I had some pit stops. I lived in San Diego for a bunch of years from Northern California, which is very different than Northern California. I stopped in Atlanta for a few months and then came to New York. So I was 26, I think. And I'm not 26 anymore.
How old
I don't know
are
what
you?
this is showing.
How old are you in your head?
In my head, I'm still 15 years old. I've just started high school. I'm
Yeah.
hanging out at the tree with all the other nerds and eating cheese zombies in Northern California. So,
Oh my gosh. Those were the days, right?
oh,
Those were the
it's so
life.
great.
So
And
good.
also, and not gaining 1 pound because of the cheese zombies. Like that's the best part. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said it. Oh my gosh. Question number 2. Describe yourself in 5 words or fewer.
So I think caring, loyal, dad jokes. Is
That's
that?
awesome.
I think that's
Harry
pretty
and
accurate.
Loyal are awesome. Dad jokes. Do you have a dad joke prepped right now?
No, I don't. I don't. But I tend to do it, and like I have a very good friend that will just call me out and just says every time I say a good pun or something, you're just the worst. And I get a lot of groans when I do them, but I do like a pun.
I love it. Now you left out a word I thought you were going to say, which is chef.
Oh, I'm a chef too.
So
Yeah.
yeah, well, you're amazing.
Oh,
So
thank you.
let's talk about. So okay, so the next question is, how did we meet? So let's dig into this. So we have a mutual friend. I'll let you tell the story.
Well, we have a couple mutual friends now, but so my friend Stephanie, who was friends with my husband, and now we're all friends. And my husband was on your show a couple weeks ago.
And you guys are the first couple to be on Jim Lanahan and Friends.
Are
So
we? Oh,
that
well,
is really exciting. Yeah.
it's a perfect Pride Month
My
moment.
gosh, I love that. Okay, so and Kyle, of course, was on I think about 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and I can't let this opportunity to pass. Everybody should go check out Trader Joe's line UWS Upper West Side. It is hilarious because the Trader Joe's line in your neighborhood goes right by your apartment, and you hear
it
some
does.
absurd convos, right?
Some crazy stuff happens in that line. You'd be surprised. And the line is about 2 blocks long, which in New York they're big blocks. So yeah, they say a lot of crazy stuff. And my husband sits by the window and just writes everything down, scribes it with a quill.
It is so delicious. I love it so much. So everybody go check out that Insta page, Trader Joe's line UWS.
It's very funny.
But then, so what happened was, so Stephanie goes, well, Ash, and he was on Top Chef, which we'll talk about in a minute,
Yeah.
and where he works now. And I was like, what? And she goes, he's a chef at Hill Country Barbecue. And I literally, Ash, I'm not kidding you, when I hear the words Hill Country Barbecue, my nipples get hard. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, thank you.
I can't. Okay, a few things I just have to by the way, do you see this? I'm in a fat kid panic.
I know, you're sweating.
Hysteria is building. Okay, a few things. The food comes out on trays,
Yeah.
which makes me so excited. So if you get a brisket or a link, it comes out on a damn tray, you guys.
Big tray, yeah.
It's amazing. It's so cool. Number 2, the signs are so my hand to God, the last time I was there, I got a whole bunch of corn muffins because I was like, I'm going to want more than one corn muffin. And my friends are going to pick it. I'm going to be like, no, here's your own damn muffin. So I got a plethora of muffins. And what happened was a lady at the table next to us, because I went to the location where it's kind of open there, right? So I'm kind of next to my friends who I just met from New Jersey. She was like, oh my God, my husband wouldn't get me a corn muffin. And I was like, oh, you want one? I'm happy to share. And she was like, do you mind? Can I give you money? And I was like, if you get your husband, who by the way was a hot Jersey, they call them their gorilla juice. Oh, I said, if you get your husband to give me a lap dance, you can have 2 corn muffins. And the man gave me a lap dance. True story.
Anything can happen in Hill Country. That's what I'm saying,
It's so good. So how many locations are there now for Hill Country?
Well, so right now we have 2. We have one in Washington, D.C. and one in New York City. We're hoping for more and very soon to open in a local airport.
That's so smart. That's smart. Yeah, yeah, I love it. It's absolutely my favorite barbecue.
Oh, thank
I
you.
can't get enough of it. I do have to ask you a sensitive question though.
Okay.
So I was at, it's quarantine, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm a single sensitive bachelor making my
Hmm.
way through quarantine, and next thing you know, I want to make my mother's award-winning goulash recipe, and it calls for some barbecue sauce, it calls
Uh-huh.
for like some Thousand Island and a bunch of other ingredients. Well, I tell you, the aisles were clear. I mean, there was like not only toilet paper and cleaner stuff, but like weird things were gone. And my last choice for barbecue was my only option, and it was store brand Kroger
Kroger's.
original barbecue sauce. So I just wanted to say to you, like when you see this, do your private parts shrivel up and turn inside out, or like, are you a little nauseous to your tummy, or could you make some magic out of this?
Well, I think every food has its place and its purpose. There's a lot of people that, you need a starting place. And Kroger barbecue sauce, I've never had it, but I'm sure it's delicious and it's a good start. And
Well,
I'm kind of weird. I like a little. Oh wow, don't do that. That could be dangerous. I like a little. I like kind of trashy food. Like they make fun of me when we go to a ballpark. Like I love that the food's in like a big bag and they like snip the bag open and dump it in the steam table. Like I get pretty excited about that stuff. Like funnel cake's my favorite thing in the world, that kind of stuff.
I
But I'm
love
not
that.
too snobby about it. I mean, hey, I run a barbecue
Yeah.
restaurant.
You bring up a really good point, Ash. It's the beginning of summer,
Hmm.
and we're all going to be looking for our summer foods. So, like, what's
Yeah.
your like favorite fun summer food, or like your quick summer recipe?
Well, I've been really obsessed, and this is so not on brand or whatever, but I've been really obsessed with zucchini recently, and I've been doing like a tapenade with zucchini and like kind of like roasting it or sautéing it with olives, and it's like just so fresh and or grilling it, so fresh and amazing. I do a lot of corn on the grill. I love grilling everything that I can possibly grill, and potato salad. Thank you, D. My friend
Yeah.
just reminded me about that. I make a lot of potato salad in the summer. In fact, I make it and I make fun of myself because the end of the summer comes and I realize I've made potato salad 5 out of 7 nights a week. But
Uh,
I eat a lot of potato salad.
yeah, I love a good
Oh,
potato
and
salad.
wings.
And you said one of my favorite things, corn on the grill. Oh
Yeah,
my
so
God,
good.
it's good and
Oh,
so
pierogies on the grill
easy.
too. I did pierogies on the grill recently, which was pretty
Mm,
amazing. Somebody just reminded me of that, Gabby.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
and wings, Lisa. I'm sorry, wings. Never mind. I make a lot of stuff in the
Oh my God.
summertime. I can't even keep up with it, apparently.
I love
Um,
I love all of your friends are like and because you're an amazing chef, an amazing cook. That's so funny.
very sweet, very sweet. I'm
Oh
actually blushing a little bit. But
wow. Oh my God, please, are you kidding me? I mean, it's not, you're gonna blush right now. Hill Country, listen, I nearly marched into the kitchen at Hill Country and tongue kissed all the chefs. Like, I love it. It's
well,
so
we would
good.
have loved that. We would have loved that.
You well, about, as they say, 10% of you would have loved that. Next question. Past or present, who would be surprised to hear, other than Kyle, that you had a little crush on them?
Well, so I would say I mean past crush, and kind of maybe I'm crushing on him pretty hard right now, just because kind of in love with President Obama right now. I've been hearing him say a lot of amazing things, and every time I hear him, I'm sort of swooning for him. Um, I'm also upset. I mean, I'm sure you're all watching this random show on Netflix called The Repair Shop. I'm also totally in love with this guy on the Repair Shop. I mean, not more than my husband, but his name is Will on the Repair Shop. I can't stop watching him, so
All
um,
right.
I love
Will
it.
on the repair shop. Why is
Yeah.
Will special? How does Will do it for you?
Well, you know what he does? He takes old furniture and restores it, really slow and quiet with an English accent. It's
Hmm.
like it's like television Xanax or something. So it's really quite nice.
That's hilarious. That's also my grinder name used to be Slow and Easy with an English accent. So I get
Really?
it. You know?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm so dumb. Next question.
Ooh.
If money was no object,
Okay.
what would you be doing today professionally?
Rock star.
Oh,
I
do
mean,
you
don't get me wrong. I love cooking. It's given me a lot of opportunities. It's great seeing the world, blah, blah, blah. But if I could do anything else, it'd be rock star. But like the kind of cool kind that gives a great show and then pulls out the acoustic guitar and the whole audience is quiet and he sings a heartfelt song and then he's like crying on stage. Yeah,
That's you.
Rock star.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Did you ever sing like in a former life, as they say? Were you a singer in high school?
No. I am the worst. When I did Mr. McAfee in the 8th grade in Bye Bye Birdie, and they made me do the song to like everything was patterned. Like they wouldn't let me sing Ed Sullivan. I'd be like Ed Sullivan, and somebody else would sing the notes. Terrible singer, awful singer. But I love music and I love singing. So
I have permission to tell this story. One of my favorite stories is my sweet friend Barbara was doing The Sound of Music.
Mm-hmm.
She auditioned every year. She never got in. All she wanted to do was the High School Musical. It's all she wanted. So she finally got in senior year, and they made her a nun, and they put her in the back row, and they said, Barbara, you'll be lip syncing everything, so you don't have to learn the music, just the words. So, you know, we all have our journey. We all can't be, you know, big Broadway stars.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's so funny. Question number 6. These are really trucking along.
Yeah, I'm quick.
Well, you know, it's supposed to be quick and my grinder name from last year. It's supposed to be quick and easy and fun, but sometimes we get off track. I have some topics to get us off track.
Okay, let's do it.
Question 6 is, what movie or TV character do you most strongly identify with?
I would say recently we just watched a lot of the most recent season of Schitt's Creek. So I would say David's husband.
Oh, I love that.
For obvious reasons, if you've met my husband.
Are you saying Kyle's the perfect David?
He's the perfect everything.
He is pretty fabulous.
I enjoy
him very much. Yeah. How did you meet Kyle, and how long have you been together?
We've been together 12 years, coming up on 13 in November. We're really bad about that. And we were set up by a friend of ours, Clint, who said, you're either going to love this guy or hate him. And so I picked love him. So then I ignored him for a few months, but you know, it's the whole thing. But yeah.
Wait. You met him and then you ignored him for a few
Well,
months.
so I was a young line cook in New York City, had, you know, no money like any young professional in New York City. And I was broke and I didn't even have a cell phone actually because I couldn't afford the bill. So you can imagine it was tricky getting a hold of him. There's a lot of Facebook chatting and I just felt like, so it was like 3 months went by and then we sort of, we found each other again and we hit it off that night.
Wow. And 13 years. So, you know, the joke is in gay years, that's like 79 years, right?
No,
so, I love it.
Doesn't feel like 79, but you know.
Yeah.
We did it.
That's awesome. That's so, I love it. I love it. I love long-term couples. They're my favorite. You know, as someone who has bounced from guy to guy most of my life, I love folks like y'all. Next question. This is so good for you. White meat or dark meat?
Dark meat, all the way.
Why is that?
Well, dark meat is more versatile than white meat. You can braise it, you can grill it, you can fry it, and it's going to keep its moisture. White meat is a challenge. Now, I love cooking white meat for people that love it because I can make it moist and delicious, but it's tricky, you know, but dark meat for me, all the way.
Well, how do you make the white meat moist and delicious? Because that's my problem. It's always a little dry, and that's why I tend to go dark.
Well, the first thing you do is buy a really good stem thermometer so you can cook it to the right temperature. And you got to realize when you cook meat, it's going to cook a little more when you pull it out of the oven. So actually pull your chicken out right before you think it's done. You know, 5 degrees before, like at 160. You know, I don't want to, or 155 if you're getting good chicken. You know, and it just rests right into a moist state. Or you know, you can brine it, you can inject it, you can, you know, take a minute with your meat and play with your meat so that you can get it to be as moist as you'd like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always take a minute to play with my meat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and sometimes I like a knockoff barbecue sauce. You know,
I didn't even know Kroger's made a barbecue sauce. That's amazing.
Well, okay, Ash. So there's like 7 varieties of Kroger's. There's Kansas City, there's Memphis, there's
Jeez.
brown sugar. This is the original, literally.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does the trick in my mom's prize-winning goulash. So
That's what you gotta, that's what you gotta do. If it works, it works.
So
Maddie
let's
Kane.
begin and talk about Top Chef. It seems like the perfect time.
Okay.
So you are on Top Chef season 6.
Yes.
And my first and most important question is, did Tom Colicchio ask for my phone number? True or false?
He did a lot. He kept asking for a phone number, but I wouldn't dare give it to him.
Yeah.
I want to protect your privacy.
Well, I do. I appreciate that.
Funny gossip about Tom, actually? But my whole season, he didn't wear shoes behind the table, judge's table. It's like we'd be getting judged and he'd get up and he'd walk barefoot. We were like, what are you doing? So I don't know. Weird thing.
That's so funny. Interesting.
Hopefully he's not watching.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I won't tell him. Hold on a second. Tom, I'll be there in a minute. He's in the bathroom.
Busy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing with his meat.
Yeah.
So, I love a barbecue sex pun. I'm into it. Okay, so
there's a lot.
Season 6, a gentleman named Michael Vitaggio
Yes.
won the season.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to say he cheated. You should have won. Number 2, did he have so I did a little research today because I couldn't remember who won.
Yeah.
There was someone named Brian.
It's a brother.
Interesting. So what was that dynamic like as a contestant being against brothers? Did they have a secret language? Did they help each other?
No, they actually were very competitive with each other. And they're very different cooks, and they cook in very different ways. They're both incredibly talented, but they had totally different styles. I mean, Michael was like freewheeling, artistic, and Brian was very like by the book, perfect food every time.
Yeah.
They were really, it was really actually great watching them cook and learning how to cook from them. I stole a lot of things from them once I left the show. That's what you do.
Yeah. What dish did you make? What was your final dish that got you booted, if you will? I hate the way I said that.
Such a great memory. Thank you for bringing it up because I love to be reminded that I'm such an almost winner. The dish that got me off, oddly enough, was grits, which I have since mastered. So I did a pork loin, and I ruined the pork loin the night before. And just dried it out, and it went on top of grits with a cherry sauce. But I decided to serve the whole dish cold, except the grits. They were warm. Anyway, it was a huge cluster of like me making decisions that were terrible. So I absolutely should have been booted off at that moment when I even knew when it was happening. And it's very upsetting when it happens, but it was very, very sad moment. Probably the worst of my life. In fact, why don't you bring it up again? You know what? Let me repeat it.
Well, it's okay. I probably one of the better learnings from that moment was, and I do this all the time at work and in my personal life, is one like kind of middle of the road bad decision will open up the next 7 doors to bad decisions. And it's like, why can't I stop? Right. So, you kind of just get down the slippery slope. But, okay. Let's turn it around. What was your favorite dish that you on Top Chef?
My favorite, actually, Stephanie just shouted it out, was bread pudding. We got to serve 300 servicemen and women, and we had to cook bread pudding for 300. That was the challenge. And I got to cook with my friend Ashley Merriman, who is another very, very talented chef. And she's not a pastry chef, and I was a little more pastry, so I got to have like a little moment where I was like, oh, I know about pastry. Look at me. So it was fun, and it was delicious peanut butter bread pudding. So it was really good.
Oh, peanut butter bread.
Peanut butter chocolate, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I should make that again. I should do a thing with that. I should make that again. I haven't made that since the show, probably.
That's amazing.
I'll have you on my cooking show. I'll do a cooking show. You can come on and we can make bread pudding.
I'm not. I literally am holding you to that.
Let's do it, yeah.
And next time I'm in New York, I'm going to be on your front door. I'm going to go to Trader Joe's on the Upper West Side and just start screaming.
Let's do it.
Just screaming.
Let's do it.
That does sound amazing. Who cooks more at home? Like, is it, the cobbler's kids have no shoes, or do you do a lot of cooking at home?
Well, I for a long time I didn't in our relationship, but sort of now I kind of have more of a normal hours and normal job.
Yeah.
So I'm able to come home in the evenings. Recently, of course, been cooking a lot at home. My husband started this thing called Sunday dinners, where we'll have friends and family over, and I get to, hide in the kitchen and cook food. And we do that a lot. And then so I do a lot of the cooking, but I want to give a shout out to Kyle because he makes an amazing red sauce and meatballs. And so anytime I'm craving like that Jersey Italian gravy, I make him do it.
Hmm. Listen, not to get sappy for a minute, but I've heard about those dinners a few times,
Yeah.
and particularly, we all go through rough times. Friends go through rough times, and uh, I know how much those dinners mean, those Sunday night dinners. So I love
Yeah.
that tradition. I think we
Yeah,
should
it's
all be
fun.
doing that. Yeah, yeah. The next question: for what reason might you find yourself on the cover of a tabloid?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure doing something really dumb, probably saying something so hyperbolic, but with a completely dry wit.
Uh-huh.
Like I would oh, and those aliens that came to our restaurant the other day. The next day I would say like aliens at Hill Country because I tend to say things very, very dry, so I think people believe them. Yeah, I get something like that. Like I would say something that is a total silliness that people take seriously, I
Hmm.
guess.
Yeah, I have that too. I'm pretty silly and pretty off the cuff, but
Yeah,
ultimately my humor's pretty dry, and
yeah,
I say things and I expect other people to be on the same page as me at all time and be as
yeah,
quick as me. And like I one of the reasons I immediately loved Kyle and I adore you is I can tell that we're like boom, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But a lot of people are not as quick as us, Ash. So it's hard when you're as funny and fabulous as us, and other people aren't as quick witted. It's really difficult.
It's hard. You always have to sweep up those jokes that you leave lying around that nobody picked up on. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
hear
dad
you.
joke, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start calling you now and being like, so today when I was talking to so and so, they wouldn't get this. But
Yeah. Oh, you're back.
sorry about that.
Yeah,
I
that's all
got a
right.
quick phone call, but I'm back. Alrighty. Number 9. What is your favorite curse word?
I mean, that is like asking what my favorite child is. I mean, a curse word is, I mean, really special. I'm a huge fan of motherfucker. I kind of like to shorten it, like motherfuck sometimes, which to me, it comes from Die Hard. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
When Hans, what's his name, says motherfuck. So I've kind of come into that. That's probably my favorite and it's important that it has the mother in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it comes out that way a lot.
Well, it makes it naughtier, right? Because it feels like, don't get my mom involved in this.
Yeah, it's like, what did she ever do? It's like,
Yeah.
it's not about your mom. It's about like, I don't know. There's something about it.
When was the last time you said it? Do you remember?
Today, probably. I was doing something at work and it wasn't working out for me, and I and it's you. Oh, I forgot this. It's not just motherfucker. Oh God, Hildy's here. It starts with like mother. Like that's kind of
Uh-huh.
like a, you
Hmm.
know, it's a
Yeah.
good word.
Yeah. I'm thinking, so Hildy, for everybody, is our executive producer's mother. But I'm sure Hildy's dropped a bomb in her day.
Oh,
So,
I'm sure.
yeah, she's on the cutting edge. Question number 10.
Okay.
What is the last text you sent and who was it to?
So I looked this up. So my last text was boring. So we're gonna share a cooler text that was before that. My last text was to Kyle, honey, I'm coming home.
Mhm.
Because I tell him I'm coming home every day. I don't know why, but I do. And then, but before that, I wrote my bread guy. I said, I need 3 flats of buns for tomorrow. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's amazing.
True text.
Oh, that's really good. That's good. Well, walk me through quickly. So you're still open, obviously. I'm sure the
Yeah, we
restaurant.
never closed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Has it been super busy? Like, was the takeout insane, or how has it been?
Well, it's such a challenging time in New York City because you have to balance being safe for your team and your staff, and balance supplying the community with something we've supplied them from Hurricane Sandy through coronavirus now, and through any crisis. We've been open as if at all possible, much to my friends and family chagrin. I'm sure they're not happy that I go into work in the middle of a hurricane, but it's important to stay open. It's important in a restaurant, you enter into a contract with the community that you're going to be there for them whenever you possibly can. So when we first started, it was very slow because people were very scared. And I think people started to realize that we were doing things safely and they could do things safely and we could do this together, and still have great barbecue, have great food, and have some sort of normalcy to our humanity during this time when they're challenging us. And I think that's what we provide. I mean, if you've had Hill Country, you bring it home, you open it in your house, it's like, oh, I'm in a barbecue restaurant for an hour, you know? So, so it's been tough. There's been ups and downs, but I think we have found our stride, and, you know, we're very lucky with the team we have there right now, because they are there every day. And, you know, the general manager is filling PC cups of barbecue and writing deliveries. You know, the chef recently had to go board up some of our windows. You know, we've definitely have a team that's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure we stay open, and we're very proud of that.
You know, I was just thinking about what you said. When people get it home and they open it up, their house smells like a barbecue. And I've always had so much fun in that restaurant that if I brought it home during the quarantine, it would take me right back, because, you know, those memories associated with taste and and scent. And so when you think about what y'all are doing, you said a contract with the community, which I'm going to steal. It's so smart. A contract with your community. We all have those contracts, no matter what we do professionally.
Yeah, totally.
And to fulfill it by kind of giving them comfort and giving them a little sense of normalcy during these really scary times is really incredible, Ash. That's huge.
Thank you. We're trying, and I mean, thank God we have people that stuck around, and because there were a lot of staff that was like, I'm out, I'm going to Long Island, you know, but we had people stick around. We were able to do it. It wasn't just me standing on the corner carving a brisket, which it almost got to that point, but we were good. We made it.
My gosh, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, especially when so many restaurants had to shut down. So
yeah, a lot of great restaurants are not going to be with us anymore. So pretty sad.
We have a bonus question, and it is, what is your favorite thing about Ash?
My favorite thing about Ash? Well, my socks rarely match. I'm kind of a fan of that.
Oh, Ash, I have to tell you something. We're having an earthquake right now.
Oh, congratulations. I was born in an earthquake.
Oh,
1980.
Do you see me doing this?
Yeah.
I'm not
is that a real earthquake?
right now. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Stephanie, if you feel it over on your side of town, give a message down below. I'm so sorry, Ash.
That's so Californian, though. Like, we're just like, earthquake. Yeah. We don't care about an earthquake.
Yeah, my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. What's your favorite part about Ash?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, my socks don't match. I kind of like that about myself. I like that I can fall asleep at any moment. I don't know if that's a good thing or just Epstein Barr. I like, you know, I don't know, I like that I have good friends that surround me and bring me up when I'm down, and we just, you know, have a great community. I'm really lucky to find this corner of New York. Yeah,
I agree. I love that. And it goes back to what we were saying about the Sunday night dinners.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
very lucky.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, guess what? You did it.
Yay!
So,
my earthquake dance.
Tell everybody where they can see you and where they can find you, the websites, the accounts.
Super easy. I mostly do Instagram, and my Instagram live page, I've just started posting a bunch of cooking demos. There'll be more to come. But it's easy. It's at Ash Fulk on Instagram. I got in early. At Ash Fulk, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is Ash Fulk, and I'm easy. Just
I love
remember
it.
Ash Fulk.
All. Ash, this was so much fun, and I can't wait to come over for some dinner.
You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, I want that bread pudding. That's what I want.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Good. All right, doll. Have a lovely evening, and send my love to Kyle, okay?
I will. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for being here. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.